Hello everyone, I'm your host Nicholas Cruz and welcome to drvpnkstadium. Tonight's match is an explosive match and a passionate match that can only be described in one word: phenomenal. You know, one of the things that we anticipate for tonight's match is that with Inter Miami taking on Orlando, these cross-city rivals, they know how important it is to get these bragging rights. Now, for me personally, I've seen Orlando from its inception. Since day one, when they were back in the USL, when they were winning with Dom Dwyer, that's how back we're going. When they were just starting off playing in Orlando until they got their MLS expansion bid. It's been a long historic moment here and a bit of an actual testimony for myself to see both clubs now going to be playing against each other. But let's talk about some key highlights for tonight's match. First things first, of course, we know Inter Miami has been on a hot streak. They were doing very well, but then recently lost to Nashville 2-1. I'm not going to be the guy that says, hey, don't fret, don't worry, because I'm not too worried. I think right now with Inter Miami taking a loss to Nashville, I think it was important to kind of see how they're going to overcome their deficits moving forward, especially since they're going to be playing Nashville again in the round of 16 for the U.S. Open Cup. But until we get to that point, they've got to be very careful with Orlando because Orlando is 1 point above Inter Miami, and the way that they've been doing it is been playing very hard defense. They had some key players been able to get out there and definitely show what they're made of. So for Inter Miami, they have Josef Martinez, who's been fantastic for them. Let's see if he's going to bring some of that magic back, along with some key academy players as well that have been called up, a couple that are staying. And I feel that tonight, Inter Miami is going to play with a lot of excitement. We've seen the passion as the fans have been passing by from Orlando. We can only expect that the passion from Inter Miami fans is going to be even higher, as we expect tonight is going to be even more crowded tonight for a sellout match. We'll get more into this, highlights, interviews, and there's so much more. You're not going to want to miss this because this game is going to be tight. It's going to be intense. Of course, between these two clubs, it's a lot of rivalry, a lot of hate, a lot of festivities. You're not going to want to miss this match.
Orlando City, hey! Let's take the victory! Orlando City all the way! Down the street, our team, we're going to score 6 or more. You never believe! Orlando City, hey! We'll sing the victory! Orlando City all the way!
To it. So, Jared, you are a fan of Orlando. We both know that Inter Miami and Orlando have been clashing for over the last few years, and knowing that this is such a big match because we're state rivals, what is your thoughts about tonight's match for you personally, since you've been a fan since day one?
I don't think it's much of a thought. It's not going to be much of a match at all. We got this. It's going to be quick, easy, and then we're going to start heading back home.
And if you had to pick a score prediction for tonight, what is your score prediction? Is it going to be Inter Miami or Orlando tonight? It seems Orlando, but what do you think it's going to be, and who's going to score for your team?
4-1 Orlando City.
Anyone, any players you want to call out that you think is going to score for you guys tonight?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Hard to say. 4-1.
So many options to pick from.
Well, we both know how important this game is. Jared, thank you so much for allowing us to interview. We wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
And may the best team win on the field tonight.
Vamos Orlando!
It's the Clasico, the energy. This is Orlando's fans getting ready for tonight's match. They're feeling the excitement. This big group traveling all the way from Orlando to play here at drvpnkstadium. And we have a beautiful weather tonight. Beautiful fans on both sides. And look as they cheer and chant as fans are passing by as opposing team members for them. They know how important this game is. It's all about the bragging rights, as Orlando City has 1 point above Inter Miami. A win tonight for Inter Miami, of course, would mean that they will hop over and take over that 10th place spot from Orlando City. But can they do it? It's going to take a lot of passion tonight. they keep it in. Finds his teammate. Gets a dangerous pass in. It's a moment here for Orlando. Shoots it, and it's a save! Awesome. Well, Doctor, we've been seeing what has been a tight match. First things first, as we entered this beautiful stadium, we see the Orlando fans, they were passionate, they were loud, but you guys turned it up. And I've known you since day one in the Facebook group. You're one of the most passionate guys. What's the feeling in the stands right now?
Look, I'll tell you this. Since day one, there hasn't been a ruder, angrier team. When they came into the stadium, they ripped Harry the Heron off. And you want to know why? Because they're scared. Because not only are they from Disneyland, but they're the first time in a real city, a beautiful city. And even though we're down 0-1, you know, we're just getting started. You can see it on Martinez's face, and you can see it on the team. They're going to go in this half, and they're going to go hard. And even if we win or we lose, there's still going to be a pachanga. You can't say the same for Orlando.
Nope, because we are the Magic City for a reason,
right.
And the freedom to believe. So this team, of course, with Inter Miami seeing some key chances, we noticed that they've been pinching a little bit with DeAndre Young on the side. They had to make an early substitution to see that ball to the defense. What are some things that you like from the substitution coming in?
Oh, I mean, it's just the whole team synergy, man. I know at the beginning it was a little slow, but we could see they started picking up. We saw balls starting to come out on the side, and we're just waiting. We just got to get that magic moment. You can see a little bit of, not frustration, but hunger on their faces. And all it needs them to take is to get that goal in and then begin feasting. And that's what I'm hoping to see we're going to see in the second half.
So it looks like the Herons are going to be sending these Lions back home. Any final words and your final prediction for tonight?
I'm predicting a 2-1 victory and a pachanga underneath the stands, baby.
Love it. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Anytime, man. God bless you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. I'm back here in the end of the first half intermission report, and I'm joined by my good friend Jan. Jan, we've seen what has been, what I describe it, passionate. Both ends of the fans from Orlando who have come to visit, and of course Inter Miami, who have been known to be passionate here on this side. You've been part of the supporter section and seeing what Inter Miami can do. How are you feeling about tonight's match? Do you think Inter Miami can come back from this?
We definitely can. I feel like we have the energy and the support by the supporters and everybody like that. I think that we're going to pull it through in the end. You know, we just need to keep possession and just keep things going. You know, that's the biggest thing in this Inter Miami go. You know, just keep the possession, and like that's the name of the game. Just get the shots on goal, and you know one's going to fall eventually. You know, I'm happy with that.
You know, of course, we've been seeing that Inter Miami was on a hot streak. They unfortunately got snapped by Nashville. Of course, this match would be a big one, not just for bragging rights, but to get back on that wagon and to continue their winning ways for Inter Miami. What do you think will be the one to get the score for Inter Miami? Who's your call?
I'm thinking Martinez, man. Martinez has been our guy through and through. You know, he's proven himself all throughout the year, and I think that the MLS is his game. You know, he's ready for it. He's the guy that's going to step up and going to make big things for Inter Miami. Most definitely.
Of course, as we get prepared here for the second half of the match, we know how important this is. Jan, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you, Baba.
As always, fans, as they get the lights, get the festivities going, it wouldn't be Miami unless it's a party. I described it as passion, and here we go as we get ready for the second half of the match.
Let's go Siege, baby. Let's go Siege.
Passion, what was the number one word I described about tonight? As we look here in the halftime analysis, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Well, Inter Miami, they have been getting really tested in the back end from Orlando, who's been doing absolutely fantastic, clearing every opportunity that Inter Miami has had, and that's why we're seeing them down 1-0. But we still got another half to go. Don't go away. Highlights, interviews, and so much more. Stick around. I'm your host, Nicholas Cruz. We'll see you in the second half. Cross by the lane, they can't do it. He turns, he finds a shot, he scores! Goal! Campagna! He scores for Inter Miami to lie 1-1, and the fans are going absolutely nuts here behind me. It's a tie game from a beautiful shot from Campagna. As the match comes to conclusion, Inter Miami loses to Orlando City 3-1. Now, I must be a magic 8-ball because remember what I said at the beginning of this video? One of the key things they had to be careful with is with Orlando City's defense. Well, to be fair, Orlando was shutting down Inter Miami pretty well tonight, and Orlando was countering. They're finding ways to come back to make sure that when they pressure up forward against Inter Miami, they had no issues, none whatsoever, to capitalize, especially when they had their one-on-one against Drake. And so, Orlando City takes the victory against Inter Miami. But not to fret, we still have plenty of more soccer left in the season. As I know, this is a passionate game between the two teams. The rivalry has always been a big thing about bragging rights, where Orlando gets them tonight. As Inter Miami, well, they'll meet them again, and we'll have to try them one more time again to see if they can get those bragging rights back here at drvpnkstadium. But until then, the upcoming next match for Inter Miami is going to be against Nashville as they play to continue on the U.S. Open Cup match. We know they already lost to them 2-1. Let's see if they can redeem themselves and try to get back to the winning ways. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast and being with me for the highlights and so much more. We're going to head into the press conference shortly if we can. Until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you're following on all our social media. I want to take time to thank, of course, Inter Miami, my good friend Gassner here, the crew, and everyone and beyond. I'm your host, Nicholas Cruz, and I'll see you next time.
There's only one team going to go on and win it. They obviously brought quality onto the field. They've invested a lot of money and they brought quality onto the field, and you can see that. But there's still only one team looking to really dominate and force the play, and that's what hurts. Is that I think tonight we didn't get our just rewards, but I think in life you earn your rewards by the way that you defend in these big games. And I thought the fans were incredible. I really did. From the minute we walked out, they filled the whole stadium. They got in early. They supported us. The players felt that. I felt that, and I feel as if we're lucky to have those supporters that sing for the whole game.
We're going to go to Ian and Franco.
Thanks, Rafa. Phil, just curious as to the decision not to bring Schneider on down 2-1, and also just with only 2 shots tonight, but 60+% possession, still not getting any shots within the box and within the area. What is not translating between that possession and in the box?
I think to bring Schneider on, we had to take one of Leo or Joseph off, and that wasn't going to happen. I felt they were both. I thought they were both dangerous, and I think Schneider's got to be patient. He'll get his opportunities. We've got games every 2 days. We've got a thin squad. We've got 16 to 18 players now. He'll get his opportunities, and I felt we were getting into some good opportunities. And like I say, I think in the final third, you just need that little bit of quality, that little bit of composure. There was some fatigue, there was some tired legs out there, from 60 minutes, but Ben Hart tired a little bit towards the last part of his game. And we crossed a lot of balls, and the message at half time was hard low crosses or take the extra pass. Let's try and get into some better opportunities to cause them problems. They managed the game well, I'd say, in terms of they sat back. Probably what we've done for on our 5-5, we did the same, and we got criticised for that. But they've come here tonight with a game plan, and lapses of concentration tonight I think have cost us dearly, and the boys are gutted.
Franco de Andrea.
Phil, on Thursday, Leo said that, referring to the Nashville game, that the tactics and the lineup was wrong, the formation was wrong.
Did he actually say that?
Yes, he said you guys.
He said that, did he?
He said you guys discussed that as a team.
Did we?
That's what he said.
Okay.
So today, you guys come out with the back 5. You make the change halfway through the first half.
Do you know why we made the change?
That's what the question is.
Yeah, well, we made the change because Sergi just didn't feel 100%. So So no, I think what Leo said on Thursday was we take accountability for the defeat. I think you always look for things to be negative about Franco. So so we changed the system because we wanted to because Sergi had to come off. I felt as if that made us better. I felt as if that got us control in there. We won 5 games playing a certain system. We got control in that system. We were comfortable in that system. It suited the 2 centre forwards. Tonight we changed it during the first half, and I think the change actually worked. And I think it's something that we've been talking about a lot. I think the result on Wednesday was a mentality thing, that we went there and we were too soft and we gave away a cheap goal. I think that was the problem on Wednesday. The systems don't win you games. It's the players that win you games, and I feel my players are giving me absolutely everything. In these games, it's fine margins.
Andrea,
Phil, talking about negativity, we saw you arguing with Oscar Pareja. Can you share what was that about? We saw you even talking to the referee.
I don't know if you saw that. I don't know who kicked the ball out, but it looked like we were trying to give the ball back, and we threw it to Leo to give it back to them, and their defender came through the back of him and smashed it away from him, and then you think to yourself, well, you've had your opportunity, you know what I mean? So we kept the ball. Me and Oscar spoke. I explained to him he was fine. I like Oscar. That's a derby game. You want passion, and I think it was one of those moments where probably their defender didn't understand what we were trying to do, and they didn't understand what we didn't understand what they were trying to do, and it just got into that thing where they kicked it away. So we kept possession of the ball, and it was one of those things. It's a passionate game. There was tackles out there. There was good competitiveness, and it was a really good atmosphere.
Last question, Michelle.
Phil, after the 5 wins, everything was kind of on the up and up. And what's the mood right now? What did you tell the team after? And just how far, how much of a hit is these last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, they're really. I think we're angry about the last 2 games really, because we've not played to our full potential. I think we're angry about the last 2 games because we're building something. We felt we were building something, and we've lost that momentum a little bit, And I think when games are coming thick and fast, I think it's easy to gain momentum, and it's hard. It's equally as easy to lose momentum, and I think what we have to do now is we have to stop it now. You know what I mean? You think about the 0-6 we went on. We can't allow that to happen. The league is so tight. The results are so tight between each team. Everybody's beating each other, and I think on Tuesday night it's a respite from the league. We go into the cup. It's a competition we want to do well in, and we've got to get back to winning ways. We've got some walking wounded in there. People that are tired after the run that we've been on, but there's another five games to go. I think 5 games to go, maybe before the break, maybe 6 games to go before the break, but midweek games as well. So we're gonna have to dig in. And I always think that when you win, you don't feel the tired. When you lose, you feel the tired more. Now we need to get back to winning ways as quickly as we possibly can.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Now we're joined by defender Kamal Miller. We'll get started with questions. First, Michelle Kaufman.
Kamal, what can you describe from the defensive standpoint what happened on their 3 goals? If you could just kind of go through the 3, what do you think went wrong in the defensive end on each of the 3 goals?
I think on their 3 goals, it was just mental lapses. I think they were pretty easy goals, and since I've been here, we haven't really been conceding soft goals like that, so I'm very disappointed in the way they scored their 3 goals. They only really created off of our mistakes, so the fact that we gave them 3 easy goals is pretty frustrating. But yeah, I felt like throughout the game as a whole, we defended pretty well, especially when we were throwing numbers forward and chasing the game. I think Chris and myself, DeAndre, we did pretty okay back there dealing with their attackers in such big spaces 1v1, but those 3 crucial moments in the game costed us tonight, so it sucks.
Franco.
Kamal, you guys in the first half didn't play particularly well, didn't get a shot on target, not a shot at all. But you guys did improve with the ball once Sergi came out. You guys switched switch the system a bit there. Why do you think the initial system didn't work? Why did you think the back five against this obviously team didn't work for those first 20-25 minutes?
I'd have to disagree with you a little bit. I think we controlled the game in the first half. Possession-wise, there were times during the half where we had the ball 35 yards away from their goal, connected 30 passes, and just couldn't find that final pass. So I think that's normal in football. That's something we got to work on the training ground, is how to get the ball to Josef and Leo in the right areas. I think we created a lot of half chances. Franco had a lot of crosses. DeAndre had crosses. Coco had crosses. So I think we're just missing the final touch. But
Do you think things got better once you guys went from the back five to the back four?
I think, yeah, it's clear to see that we grew into the game, definitely, but I'll have to disagree with what you said. I think we did pretty well to start the game. It was just missing that final touch, or we didn't pull the trigger enough, and little things I don't think had anything to do with the tactics.
Come on, since you've come to Inter Miami, you have played almost every game. Can you talk a little bit about what was the responsibility that the coaching staff told you if they were bringing you for, and if it was to be part of that back five or that tactic that we see change so much in the games, during the games, and before the games?
Yeah, my first phone call with Phil, he told me right away that I was going to be needed as much as possible, be prepared to play every minute. So this is something I was prepared for. I love the responsibility and trust that they put on me, that the organization put in me. So yeah, I just want to keep going out there and showing what I could do and bring as much quality I can to this team and to this backline.
Ian, Javier.
Thanks, Rafa. You can feel sort of the frustration that the guys have, that Phil has as well right now. And just, you came during the 6-game losing streak. How does it compare, the feeling right now, to when that was, and how do you get out of this right away, knowing that you have that Open Cup game a couple days away?
This one hits definitely a bit harder. Since I've been here, this is probably the loss that feels the toughest. Just simply a derby game. You always want to win these games, especially at home and for your fans. But the spirit has been great, honestly. When I came in, I wouldn't have known the team had lost 6 games in a row if I wasn't aware of the way the team works hard. And right away, my first day in training, we were working hard and good spirits, and we all have so much love for each other and laughing, and we want to do well and win games. So I don't really think this loss and the past 2 losses are going to affect the spirit of the locker room. I think we're going to keep going, and we know we're very close to being that team that everyone can see in us. So yeah, I think the spirit's going to be high. We go again in 2 days, so there's no time for that.
We'll do last question, Javier, and then Xavier.
The coach mentioned lack of concentration as one of the problems today. Why do you think that this happened?
Yeah, I think there's no real explanation for why. I think it's just wasn't our day. These are the crucial moments that win and lose football games, right? So we got punished in the lack of concentration. We had some opportunities to punish them well, didn't quite put them away. So today, football's up and down. Today we're the team that got punished. It's unfortunate and such a big game and in front of our fans, but yeah, that, like I said earlier, that lack of concentration hasn't really been us. We went to better places, Columbus on the road, and defended well for 90+ minutes. So this lack of concentration is not really in our DNA. So definitely go back to the drawing board and see how we can not lose concentration in these crucial moments.
Last question, Xavier.
Good evening, Kamal. When you're in the defense, who do you look for in the midfield? Who's that person in the 3 quarters up to who would be able to create or do that special play for the team to actually, have a chance to score, a clean score? Because it seems like it's confusing. It's always off to the side and across. We haven't seen someone take someone on or put a pass through for a clean goal. Who is that supposed to be on this team right now?
I think we have so many different ways of scoring. We have 2 good targets in the box, so crossing is a good idea to those guys who score a lot of goals. Like I said, it just wasn't we just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third, but we have a variety of ways to score and a lot of special players who we try to get on the ball, like Nico and Josef and Leo had some good link-ups in the first half where they had opportunities to get shots off, and yeah, I think the attack was decent today. I think we controlled the game. I don't know how much possession we had, but there were times where we had the ball in their half for 5 minutes straight, and we're just connecting passes. So we just have to find a way to break down teams that are gonna play like that. I think a lot of teams are gonna play like that against us, and yeah, something we have to work on in training.
Thanks, Mo.